Recording.
Okay. I'm Jessie. I'm 22 years old. I'll be 23 in August. I have sickle cell anemia, beta thalassemia, and I guess I wanted to record because my fiance showed me a mother's Twitter page of asking what to do with her little girl. And, it's sad because it's painful, and I don't know. I guess I just wanted to give some advice. What had always helped me is my parents being strong. Anytime I've had a crisis, I've never seen them cry, except for one exception, when I came close to came close to passing, I guess. That was the only time I ever seen them cry. And my dad's always been right there with me, and it's been harder for me now because right now he's not really capable of being here for me. But what worked for me as a little kid growing up, my dad would always put on my favorite movie. A couple of my favorite movies. He would put on The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Little Rascals, and Matilda. And he would sit there and watch movies with me all night while he rubbed a body part that was hurting the most. And if it wasn't just one area, he'd have a heating pad on the other side. We tried massagers and stuff like that, but it didn't work for me. So it was usually a heating pad, and then him actually hand rubbing. Usually was my legs or my arms. But he would sit there and he'd watch the movies with me, and it would take my mind off the pain. And now growing up, it's helped a lot because I could sit and watch TV, and I remember his voice telling me, control your breathing, it's going to be okay. So that's constantly in the back of my head as I go through crisis as an adult. I don't know what to say really besides today has been a very bad day for me. I think here in Modesto there should be a lot more doctors aware of what's actually going on rather than thinking they know everything. I had a doctor have a full-on argument with me because I don't got my doctor's degree and he does, so therefore he was right and I was wrong, even though I have 23 years of having the actual illness over his probably 6 months of training. He's not a sickle cell specialist, so I can't sit here and say he knows what he's talking about, because he doesn't. But he'll argue with you that he does. And I've had a treatment, and I've had doctors, figure out what works for me best to try to get me out of the hospital faster. And they put they put notes in my chart on what works and what milligrams work. And, usually I get 2 milligrams of Dilaudid, and I could press for it. Not the PCA machine, but, press my nurse's button, and within the hour, the time frame, another 2 milligrams. And the only reason it's got to that is because, I guess, of my age and how long I've been taking the Dilaudid now. When I come into the hospital, I built up a extremely high tolerance against it, and it's not good. And so after I argued with that doctor, I requested a new doctor, and he argued with me too, and I had to tell him to get out of the room because he was making me upset, because he said he was giving me his services as if he was a prostitute and I was a John. I didn't ask for this illness. I didn't ask to have sickle cell, so I do not request his services as a doctor. I need them. And technically, if I had my own doctor's degree, I could treat myself, and I really wouldn't even need them. If they would just hand me a degree, I'm pretty sure most sickle cell patients could treat themselves without the need of a doctor. So, sorry to say, excuse my language, but it's bullshit for a doctor to tell anybody that they need his services or her services. No one should put themselves that high or above anybody, because everybody's equal no matter what, no matter race, religion, color, nothing. Everybody's equal. Their white coats don't make them superior to anybody. But they sure do feel that way here in Modesto. And instead of listening to me, because I told him I didn't want to add more morphine to my home prescription, because I'm trying to wing off the morphine at home anyway, he went ahead and did that. I refused to take it, though. And they're going to argue, well, if it's so much pain, you would just take anything. Yeah, well, I'd rather go with the 2 milligrams of Dilaudid every 2 hours by IV than add more morphine. And then when I go home, I'm still on that morphine. And as hard as I work to go down 1 pill already, they will be adding 2 or 3 more.